up next, we got one from Single by Choice. And they have on Ask About a Podcast, aka Jeff St. James, and he is weighing in on the independent boss chick, whether they winning or just extremely delusional.
I learned quickly that dating an independent woman is a very, very hard task because after me and her were hanging out, next thing I knew, she sent me a text saying, "Oh, babe, I forgot to tell you, but I'm in Dubai right now." And I didn't even want to know what she was doing there, how she got there, who she's with. I simply just said, enjoy, and clutched my pearls.
If you see a hardworking woman, you interested in her, don't come over there with no money. Do not come over there with no money. Do not come over there with no plan because you wasting her time. You wasting her time. If you see a hardworking woman on her shit, just leave her alone if you ain't got nothing to offer but some dick and fun. Because that girl got a lot of shit she invested in, especially her energy. She already got to be an alpha female. So if you're not coming to make her life soft, make her life easier, leave that girl alone. I'm not speaking for the women who just out here want to be taken care of. Have nothing against them. I'm speaking for the hardworking women.
She says they have to be alpha females. I guess they're born that way. And then this brother says dating independent women is wild. 1 minute she's next to you, next minute she's posting from Dubai. So this is a lot of the trauma that men are experiencing out here on the dating market, dealing with, these independent women. It's unfortunate.
Independent women don't make good mates. That should go without saying. That's why I'm surprised. Like, independent. It's about we are searching for interdependence when it comes to relationships.
Right.
Plain and simple. And talking about this hardworking woman bull jive. She said, if you see a hardworking woman, don't come to her if you just looking to offer meat and fun. Why? Because she already got a guy for that. You got to come with something else. She already got fun and meat guy. You got to come with some money.
What's your take, brother Jeff?
I'll be honest with you, man. I think a lot of times people watch this stuff and they're like, oh my God, this is horrible. I think this is great. I think this is great for men. I think the best thing that happened for men in 2024, 2025, let's go all the way back to, let's say 2020. These types of women are telling on themselves. They're using the same talking points. They're sharing the same memes. It's amazing. It makes it so easy for us to know what category they're supposed to be in. I think it's great. I know, like, in the grand scheme of it, I know it's bad for the community, but for an individual man, absolutely. And in fact, I think the ladies that don't think like this, it's probably great for y'all too, because now it's easy to stand out. All you got to do is not be a dumbass and say that you don't need men, and say that men ain't shit, and that and that you just so alpha this and alpha that. If you just don't use those talking points, you're already more attractive than all the hyenas that use this type of language anyway. So I think it's great. I think it's awesome. And I think you ladies that feel and think this way should keep doing it.
So here we go. I'm gonna let this go. We're gonna get y'all in.
Catch up on the goals. She got to pay bills. She got to maintain her life, stay fit, take care of her mental. She got to do a lot. So if you're not ready for a hardworking woman, leave her alone. It's a lot of women out here who just want to be taken care of. I'm speaking for the hardworking women. If you coming over there, you got to be a man with a plan. You got to be ready to invest. You got to be ready to spend some money or add to something. But you can't come over there empty-handed and just slinging dick. Even if you got money, if your intention's not pure, leave that girl alone. Don't. If you see a hardworking woman, be ready to spend some money.
Before he goes to the next video, what's funny is that women have this type of energy, in their prime when they're in their youth, but they soon fall off the cliffs like somewhere in their 40s when they realize that they don't have the stamina to be hardworking. Because men, their natural proclivity is to compete in the market, compete in the dating market, compete in the workforce, compete everywhere. Women, they want to be like men, so they think that they want to compete until they actually have to compete. And sometimes it's not how fast you can run, it's how long you can run.
Never. And I mean never. If you've never listened to me before, never listen to me on this. Never take advice from a strong, independent woman. That woman will lead you to a lot of places, but I promise you, it will never be to the arms of a husband. I promise you, that woman will lead you everywhere, but to the arms of a man.
So there's some truth there. I'll get you in, Ebony. What's the first thing come to your mind when you hear independent woman? What should we, because it could mean something different to all of us. I don't know.
Well, we can even just reference the independent song, the Beyond the Destiny's Child independent, like shoes on my feet, I got it. Clothes on, on my back, I got it. All that stuff. All that is great. Yes, you can financially take care of yourself, but there's so much more to it than that. And I think with modern women, they were conditioned, and I was a product of it as well, as to be strong, independent. You don't ever rely on anybody. But I learned very early on, like, why can't I rely on the man that I'm with, or my boyfriend, or whoever I'm with at that time? Why is that not okay? How come I can't trust him to be there for me and to love me, So, it's unfortunate that women have never experienced that, but like the lady said, these women are steering other women in the wrong way, because we need men, and that strong, independent, don't need no man lie, it totally corrupted a generation. And we're trying to undo all that being on panels like this. So
I agree. Everything is just so extreme. So as you want to be independent, like you said, you want to be able to take care of yourself, that level of independence, but you don't want to have to be in a position where you must be independent of anybody else out of fear that they may let you down, out of fear that they may hurt you. That's where a lot of this strong and independent talk comes from. Like you said, Sister Ebony, why can't I depend on someone? Fear.
People. That's exactly what it is. And the fear is generated from older women. Jordan Peterson did he had a video speaking on how older women, because of where they landed in life and how they're upset at the fact that they don't have a man, and they're still competing with younger women in the dating market, that they give bad advice to basically steal that young girl's youth, where she can't find security and safety in a man, using manipulation and fear. He used Snow White as an example, where she went into refuge with men, but the one thing that they couldn't protect her from was her eating the apple, which is considered wisdom of an older woman. And so that's where it mostly is derived from. So he's actually right.
Like, I think women are so dramatic and turn like a little, what do you call it? Like what my dad used to say, like, don't turn a molehill into a mountain or something like that. Yeah. So like we do that all the time. And like, remember when I said, like, if my husband cheats on me, that's on him, that's not on me. Like, that's his shame. That's his shame to burden, not mine. Like, if I put all my trust in my husband and something goes wrong, well, it's not to say that I put all my trust in my husband and everything is going to go right. Things are most certainly going to go wrong. Like, he's probably going to cheat on me. We're probably going to have tons of miscommunication in the beginning stages of our marriage. Like how we are now at 18 years isn't anywhere close to where we were at year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what I mean? So like, it's not to say that bad things won't happen, because they will happen. But like, are you a runner? Are you a quitter? Are you, it's about those things. That's why it gets on my nerves when people like put so much onto the monetary number of what a man is supposed to make. It's like, like when I was dating, it was like, well, Keith has been working at Circuit City all through high school. You know what I mean? Like, Keith is responsible. Like if Keith asked you to marry him, then you would be silly to say no. You know what I mean? Like, this is how I was looking at things early on, but like, if Marcus, who is like never at school, but drives the nicer car than Keith, like, it's fun, but like, Marcus isn't going to marry me. You know what I mean? Like, you see what I'm saying? So it's like who you put your money on and all of those investments that you make. It's like, if you stick in with him, if you don't run, if you are true to the square that you said you're going to stand on, then it should be all good, because you're always acting in good faith. At least that's how I look at it. Even when things go wrong for me, I'm still like, you know, it's going to get better, or we'll get through this, or we'll figure it out. But it's never like, this is the end all be all and now I'm quitting. Like, no. So I think we make things like bigger than they are. We're looking for perfection, and there's no perfection in anything.
Right.
I actually think that women, they looking for like somebody to blame it on. It's just like when it's like when they show the picture, when they be like, this was me when I was married, this is me after, as if the gym wasn't open, as if there wasn't good food that was at the grocery stores, as if there was not, like, as if your brain didn't work when you was with that man. So I really honestly feel that they're looking for something to be blamed on. So they sit up there and say, well, if I'm independent, I'm so strong. But that's not an accolade. When a woman is saying she pays her own bills, she buys this, you're supposed to pay your bills. You're supposed to work. Like, that's not a thing. I've never heard of a man saying, I'm looking for an independent woman. So I don't understand why does it have to be an either or? Why can't you be smart while you're with somebody? Why do you have to act like you don't know how to think when you're with somebody? Because that's what they're pretty much portraying. That's why when women break up with men or they get a divorce, they go lose weight. But while you was with them, you act like there was no scale.
You got folks triggered. We used to talk about that when that used to pop up a lot. But yeah, these sisters would get divorced after 15 years of marriage. And then they would acknowledge, yeah, Kundra, I got divorced. I lost 50 pounds. Well, golly, I guarantee your husband would have enjoyed that. And they do got somebody to blame, Sister Red Talk. I always say it. They mammy, they aunties in them that set them up for failure, telling them to be strong, independent women, but they will never blame who they need to.
Yeah, I meant to say, I appreciate what you said, Anna, about that. I think one of the ways, and I realized this, and Anna, you made a good point, like no man walks around saying, I need an independent woman. To help the ladies out that maybe have used these terms or used this type of terminology, I want to give you a little sneak peek of how men actually see this. This is the equivalent of like a small child being in their parents' shoes and saying, I'm an adult. Like, that's how we see it. That's how we that's what goes in our heads, is like you basically are acting like a child, talking about, I'm an adult, see what I can do. Like that's how it comes off, because it's like you don't have the emotional relational maturity to know that that's the baseline that we expect from any adult. So you bragging about the fact that you got a job and can pay some bills, like, let me be honest with you, some teenagers could do that. So some teenagers can do that if you want to keep it a bean. So it's like they're using so many different they're using every single talking point that makes them unattractive to men. So I appreciate you, Anna, for what you said.
To go along with what you guys were saying, like, men are not responsible for breaking down that wall that you built up based on whatever happened in your childhood and everything. Yeah. And I hear a lot of women sometimes say, well, if he's the right one, he'll break that wall down. No, you need to come with that wall already broken down. Mm-hmm. Life is a gamble. Love is a gamble. Yes. When you went to get hired for that job, you went on that interview, that was a gamble. Yeah. Everything is a gamble, and you have to put yourself out there wholly. If you want something that's going to be whole and pure, you have to give yourself whole and pure to get the outcomes that you desire. But no one's responsible for breaking down your walls and all of that. Absolutely not.
Women do got this, they have this assumption that it's like this fairy tale idea of things where you're supposed to work through all of their traumas and help them to completion, like God ordained you in your life to help this woman, versus you having a God-given path to, build some sort of resource or legacy for your children. And that's the selfishness of women. They have this thought process like they're the most important thing on earth. You're supposed to come 100% complete. You're supposed to be ready to be a part of whatever that man's program is.
Amen, Sister Ebony. Daggone right.
Right.
Independent woman, they think that that's something they want to follow and something that's going to take care of them. You know what I mean? So that's why she doubles down on those YNs like that. And that's why if I know a girl and she's talking to somebody that's young like that, I usually don't trust her, because I'm like, she's manipulating him into thinking that she is in fact like a god or something, where really she's just passed on goods. And I hate saying it like that, because it's like, but that's the truth. You know what I mean? So again, all my young girls out there, please, if you are looking for a mentor in life, make sure that woman is right with God and right with her husband.
It is so frustrating that people will see an independent woman and think like this is just what she loved to do. Why isn't that y'all look at it like this is a necessity for her? This was not a preference. We would love nothing more than to feel safe enough to be soft, to let down our guard, and to truly be vulnerable. But softness truly requires security, and not a lot of people can provide us with that. People truly forget and just don't even recognize that strength in our case truly came from absence, not abundance. We didn't want to choose to be the providers, the protectors, the problem solvers, but nobody else showed up, so we had to be that. So
listen, is it even possible for these women to become soft? What did Jay-Z say? Once a good girl gone bad, she gone forever. Like they live this 304 life, and then they say, but now you got to put me into this soft position. I think you got to find that at a young age. I would say before you let all these men start, traumatizing you, going meet to meet with all these men, that's what causes it. And these women get to this point.
It's a for sure no. Been said this. No, once a girl gone bad, no, ain't no coming back. Once the sister gone hard, she can never be softened. I have had conversations with sisters like this. I never forget. Me and the sister was talking. She's a single mom. We was repairing her house, and she had a bunch of sons. And she said, I had to become masculine to control these 6'3" sons of mine. She said it. She said, I didn't want to. She said, and I knew it was happening. She said, I felt it happening and I couldn't fight it. So she just admitted it's out of trauma, it's out of hurt, it's out of lack. But once they turn over, no, ain't no way. Because whatever has hardened them, I don't know how women think, but y'all always thinking. I would imagine y'all can't forget those traumatic moments. I would imagine.
This is like,
it's not even just that though. It's like what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Are you supposed to already be soft, or do you have to be put in a place to be soft? And this idea is built from feminism and this independent mindset where you think that that's your baseline, when if you would have entered the dating market with the right perspective, you would have entered the dating market seeking interdependence. And so you don't have to be put in a place where you can be soft. You just automatically come that way. And the thing that these women don't understand is that you attract who you are. If you don't have a soft exterior, if you're not a soft person, you're not gonna get a masculine man, because he don't want that shit. He don't want to have to deal with some bullshit to try and soften it up. And just like Mr. Walker just said, once you traumatize, you traumatize.
like when women say, I will be submissive for the right man. If a man made me so safe, I'll be soft. If it's gas in the car to be submissive, I mean, it's either in you or it's not.
Can it come back? If like I think no. But what do you think? Can you go back to being truly soft and feminine and resting in your femininity? Meaning that whenever situations arise, you don't buck up, you look for guidance and give your feminine take on it. Is it, or will you always go back to that? Okay, time to take full control.
Not for women.
Let me handle it. I think it's going to be the latter.
Yeah, I think with that whole sentiment there, I don't think that women actually know how to not be strong, independent, and not need anybody, because they've been conditioned with it their whole entire life. Yeah. So let's just say, somebody comes to save him, or a man comes to save him. She's not even going to know how to act with that said man, because she doesn't even know how to let her guard down and to be in that feminine role, because she's never done it before.
If she has to
so I don't think that it is possible. And a lot of times we just see how they find a way to sabotage it. Oh, he was too nice. Oh, I wanted more. The grass was, I think the grass is greener on the other side. So then they go and get a divorce, and they go want to see what else is out there. Mm-hmm. So we've seen it before. I don't think it's possible.
And this is across all genders. I saw a video as of recently where this white husband and wife, he
didn't mean genders, he meant demographics.
It was a cute debate, but it started to snow, and the wife woke up before the husband. She went out and she was shoveling the driveway. And he came out, he said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Go back in the house." He's like, "This is my job. You don't do this." And they weren't arguing. No, she's like, "I could do it." And he's like, "No, it's not you." He's like, "You making me look bad. Like, go back in that." He's like, "I got this. It's my job." And she's like, "I can do it. Why can't I do it?" And so there you go. Even though like you watch it, it's kind of cute, it really is annoying because I guarantee you when they went back in the house, he like, why are you out there? He like, do you realize Willie across the street watching my wife show the driveway while I'm in the house? Man, like
Mr. Willie lives across the street. He would be looking down like, he got his wife out there shoveling the snow. Yeah, like no.
That part. So I'm gonna get you in here, Brother Jeff. Also, check your phone, Mr. Walker. I'll get you in, Brother Jeff.
Yeah. So one of the things that I've noted both there in therapy sessions, just doing life like everybody else, and then what we're seeing on social media and all over the internet, I think there's a lot of confusion with a lot of these ladies when it comes to they're conflating femininity, softness, and submission as all one and the same. And that's how they're approaching it, where it's like what they're actually meaning. What they're supposed to be meaning is I'll be submissive to the right man, but they're attaching their femininity and softness to when they'll be submissive. And they're not realizing that, first of all, men that know what it looks like, knows that they can command it, they're going to know if this is something that you see as an optional thing that you can turn on or off. And if you're treating it as more conditional thing, like an on and off switch, versus it's a natural thing, like Anna said, this is a natural reflection of who you are. We can see it very clearly, and we can tell if it's an act. And you're always telling yourself, whenever we disagree, whenever there's something that pops up, whenever something, whether it's a show, a talking point, something trending on social media, you're gonna he corrects you about something. You can't live your life so long one way. And then when tempted to do what you normally would do, think that you're going to just, I'm not going to do what I've been trained to do for the last 20 years. Yes. That's not how it works. It was like, this is what I mean. And the way for guys that it makes it better. And this is how I think, again, I try to give ladies visuals because I feel like sometimes when you're just using words and describing this stuff, it doesn't quite hit as well. Men that are attracted to women that are feminine and soft and just exude femininity, they're repulsed by women who think that this is something that functions like an on or off switch. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't like dudes in dresses. And that's how we see women who have this hard, wall up and super guarded and super aggressive, and every single conversation has to be like a real big debate. No, I'm good. And I didn't forget who it was that asked about if this is possible, that they can turn and if they can change. It is possible, just not with men who have options and know their worth. It's possible. You can change. You can, try to flip the switch and try to get better at this. But the men who have options and have better choices and know their worth, they're just going to go with the woman who already starts off with that as a default. She did the work. She did the healing. She grew. She knows what men want. And she starts. You don't come to the table on a tray with stuff that I'm allergic to. The other lady's coming with what's my favorite dish. It's a very easy choice. So once you look at it through that lens, ladies, it makes it it doesn't matter what social media says. It doesn't matter what your single girlfriend says. You got to look at who's getting the outcomes that you want. And more often than not, it's either the ladies that's very feminine, very soft, are submissive to the men that's in their life, or they've chosen to hold on to the roughness, the harshness, the so-called conditional femininity with men that they don't respect and you don't want. Those are the options.
Like I always say, your representative only gonna last so long. So if a woman is acting like she's feminine, her masculine side is going to come out. It's going to come out because she is who she is. Just like I always say, when people be like, I need to move out of town, I need to go to another country. You go wherever you go. You will never be able to get rid of you.
Hey, Kev used to say, you wanna get that representative to go away? Apply some kind of pressure. Have a pleasant disagreement would do it. Just something as simple as your favorite color. And if you say, she said, my favorite color is red. And he said, I think red is, generic, just boring, and see how she responds. It could be something that's something and she be like, oh, what you mean is ugly? I think your favorite color is ugly. Hyena.
Mr. Walker, you were great with that. I've recommended to men that they just get used to using the word no.
Yes.
The earlier, the sooner, the better that you say no as a man. It don't say no all the time because you ain't gonna keep no woman. But learn when and how to use that on the front end so that you can test to see if she will even respect your no's. And like you said, she'll tell on herself in her response and her behavior.
That's a better way of putting it. See if she will respect your no's. That's the basis of it all. Amen. I like that.
That's a good point. But like you said,
but no.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite words. But like you say,
I know my husband's too. Say yes sometimes.
Yeah, there has to be a vetting process when it comes to women, because they will show their representative. And a lot of women are under the delusion that they think that they can turn femininity off and on like a light switch. And they don't realize that they carry themselves with them everywhere they go. Like their acting skills isn't Academy Award winning acting skills so well enough that they can keep this persona on throughout the course of a relationship, which is supposed to be forever. They have no self-awareness as to how they react to certain things, and when Mad Day come, Mad Day lets you know everything about a person, because then the gloves are off. How do they argue? What do they talk about? Are they receptive? Can they still listen? That's all major things when it comes to vetting. So yeah, men, you need to remember that you gotta vet them, and you can't go back on your word. You gotta hold the line.
Everybody shut the fuck up. Hey, shut the fuck up. Let me tell you something right now.
If you made it this far, check out the one we just did from the Lapeef Network. Ali left the women speechless, but Bruiser put his cape on and bailed out Naomi. I don't know what that was all about, but check it out.